Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video. So we are flying out the EJ Kai here, so let's thank our members over Lane 11B and COTS and all the Fox Band members, all the Fish Band members. Thank you, it helps a lot, you have no idea how much it helps. Subscribe, we managed to get to 5,000 subscribers, but we are already like 5,150, so yeah, I have a goal of trying to reach close to 10,000k on 10,000 Jesus, 10k subscribers at the end of the year. But I don't know. Maybe you guys can help me out with that. So yeah, but let's get into it. So today we are flying out the EJ Kai, the F-4EJ Kai, together with the AIM-7F. Obviously, the AIM-7F last week on the patch, or the week before that, actually, it got a very good buff on all the missiles. I did a lot of coverage on that as well. You can see all the videos that I did on the MLD, the F-14, and stuff like that, just testing out the missiles and stuff. And yeah, and I wanted to talk a little bit about it, and I didn't play too much to get a proper feel, like over days, because it depends very much on the time of the day that you are flying and stuff like that, and depends on other things. But to be honest, I think the EJ Kai is losing slowly and slowly is losing um, one of the top dogs spots. Slowly, obviously, but it is losing. You can feel that it is losing. Why is that? Because it's basically only good in BVR and not that good, to be honest. It's pretty good, great, but the radar. I mean, it was very very good back in the day when almost nobody had pulse Doppler radars, or the pulse Doppler radars were even like not that good. For example, back in the day when the F4M was the superior pulse Doppler radar, and then the vegan came, and it was a bit of, like a lot better. The EJ Kai, when it came, it was basically that. It was the best radar in the game. But now we have the F14, we have the Mirage 2000, and with the MLD having a very, very, very good, very, very good missile. Even if the radar on the MLD is not the greatest thing ever, it has some advantages that the APG66 doesn't have it. And together with not having the Agile Eagle package, it's kind of a buzz to fly. You are only actually good in BVR, because in everything else you are just like just an F4 that doesn't have these LEDs. And with that, that can be a problem. Especially when you are trying to, obviously you can avoid dogfights and stuff like that normally. But I think there is one thing that you cannot avoid if you are trying to do BVR. It's actually evading missiles. And it is kind of hard to evade missiles with this thing right now because of the missile buff that all the missiles got. As you're going to see in the next games, I will be dying kind of a lot to certain missiles that I just cannot turn. Obviously, I tried to always keep the lock, and that's one of the reasons why sometimes I died as well. And some of the reasons is actually just that the missiles can actually get you from a cold perspective as well. Normally the R-24 and the Phoenix are the ones that I feel like they are most dangerous ones in the cold aspect. You kind of, I mean, the Phoenix has its own radar, and the R-24, I mean, the MLD radar, normally it's not a pulse Doppler radar, so it kind of doesn't care about notching and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a difficult radar. It's a difficult aircraft right now, even in the BVR, to be honest. And I think it won't be long until we receive new missiles for this. Remember, Japan, even though I know a lot of people complain about there's not many things to research in Japan, but there's basically nothing to come from right now. It will take a while until we get stuff like the F-15J, for example, because it's an F-15C. I mean, yeah, it's too modern for now. And the F2 is even more modern. The F-16 that they have. So basically, we are stuck with the EJ Kai, and It's basically the only radar that he got. The missiles, I mean, they can be better. So, for example, the AIM-9P that we can have the P4, we can have the, which is a P with the AIM-9L seeker, kind of. We can have the AIM-9L, if I'm not mistaken, and also the AAM-3. So in the future, we will probably see a kind of a missile like that. To be honest, I think we should receive right now, because I mean, the Magic 2 is already on the Mirage 2000, and that has a better missile in turning capabilities, a better, I mean, it's all aspect, a better radar. It's kind of faster in acceleration. Sometimes it turns better. So there's not much reason to not add it, to be honest. Maybe some other aircraft obviously can have it as well, like the F-4F and MLD and other aircraft, you know. But still, I think it won't be long until we see some kind of missile like that, just because the way that it works. Maybe it's just me kind of playing it in the wrong way, but every time I played with this aircraft, I used to play like this, climbing and doing PVR, and every time it worked, you know, because you kind of it's your strength, you know. The radar and the missiles are your strength, and dogfights and stuff like that are not. And with that, it can be a problem, and it can be very difficult to actually stay alive sometimes. So yeah, consider just be careful with this aircraft right now. I think most of the time that I died was because of my fault, but normally it is just because I'm trying to maintain the lock, you know, while trying to evade a missile, which is always a problem. If the missile is actually coming to you, I advise you guys to just go cold. But even if you go cold, I died a couple of times against Phoenixes that were just too fast, man. They were too fast for you to actually get the target. And for example, here we have a situation that the target went cold, and the missile just stopped tracking, and then I just lose the lock. And if it was an R-24 or a Phoenix, as I said, I would just keep the lock and it would probably get a kill. So yeah, I don't know. It's difficult because this radar. Let's talk a little bit of the APG-66, which is the most important thing about this aircraft. Is that, I mean, the range is alright, but it's not something. It's nothing compared to the F-14, obviously, and even to the Mirage 2000. The Mirage 2000 have at least like 30 to 40% more range, at least. You know, the max range that I detected on a normal match, it was basically like, let me consider, like 50 kilometers, and that's basically the range on the MLD, right? So it's not something very, very like um, remarkable, to be honest. And yeah, it's not bad, obviously, because it has the pulse Doppler capabilities and stuff like that. And always, like in short ranges like this, the missile is pretty good. But still, it is a problem that you have to consider. You know, I mean, if I had an E2 there, it probably would have gotten. But still, it's a missile that a radar that, yes, it has pulse Doppler. Yes, it is a very modern pulse Doppler. But remember, the F-16 radar or the APG-66 is not supposed to be a very like capable radar. You know, it's supposed to be kind of cheap and reliable, and you know, easy to maintain, and you know, just small in general. And yeah, it's nothing against those things, and it's even something to consider against an F-16A when it's added. Maybe with the pull stop, maybe with the BVR, it won't be that good if you compare it to this. If it has the first variants of the APG-66, you know. So obviously, it has more, I mean, different variants of the APG-66, the F-16, you know, the V3, the V2, but still, it's a radar that, to be honest, it's not that good compared to what we are getting into now. You know, it's not a bad radar, but to be honest, I'm kind of biased, but I still prefer the MLD radar just because it's unnotchable. You know, it doesn't matter where the guy is going, and the range is basically the same. It's like 60 kilometers, 50 kilometers in a normal environment. So yeah, it's just a matter of we are getting into a more modern part of the game, and Japan is kind of in a kind of at a crossroad, you know. because or we just will get new stuff from like when the F-15 comes, or we are going to get more missiles for the Kai, because that's basically what it has to be added, you know. So yeah, and as you see here, it's just a very good aircraft in the BVR. It's very good. The radar is alright for now, and you can use it, but you have to be careful with notching. The sensitivity to notching, like compared to the Mirage 2000, for example, it's worse, you know. Um, the range is not the greatest, but the range is alright. The problem that I had was basically because sometimes I was just blind. Somebody was locking me from the front, and I had no idea where the guy was. And normally I don't have that. Like in most aircraft, you don't have that. You can actually get the guy and stuff like that. But there were situations that you couldn't find the guy, and yeah, and it's it's a complicated aircraft. I think it's not for everybody, and it's definitely not OP anymore, in my opinion. I think until he receives like a proper IR missile, close range IR missile, that it's not the 9P4, which is a kind of a bad one. We will have these type of problems, you know. And yeah, but basically this is it. Try to get the last guy here, and you can see the difference between the maneuverability against a fast missile like the R-24. So yeah, but I hope you enjoy, and let me know in the comments what you think about the Kai right now. I mean, look at this bus turning capabilities. But yeah, I see you guys on the next one. Bye guys.